systems are designed around constraints. And so define your constraints and decide how the system should be organized around that. If your constraint is that you do not want environmental impact, then you may just have to build a certain kind of company that makes a certain type of trade-off. But constraints are then directly related to value, because the constraints that you put into a system determine what gets valued in the system. There are three specific concepts that are useful and relevant when looking at AI and the system of work. The first concept is that of intrinsic value. If you smile at somebody, that is intrinsically valuable. Again, it depends whether people like to be smiled at or not, but intrinsic value has value in and of itself. Then there is economic value. And economic value essentially means that there is a market that is out there to support the value that is being created, is created under conditions of scarcity and relevance. But intrinsic value is different. When we talk about what is distinctly human versus not, we focus entirely on intrinsic value. The third thing is the contextual value, the value of a task within a system based on what the constraints of that particular system are. If the constraints of the previous system of work was that it was expensive to find somebody who can do a certain kind of work, you would pay a significantly high salary to a junior associate who would do that. But if that constraint is suddenly removed, the economic value of the task collapses because now it can be done using AI. But the contextual value of adjacent tasks might also collapse or might actually rise because so much more of this particular task is being done that an adjacent task becomes valuable within the new context that has been created. Contextual value changes from system to system based on how the constraints shift as the system shifts.